Hello and welcome to People of the Net. My name is Eve and welcome to our show where we read Reddit stories about people all over the internet. Now you may have seen this exact same format on my channel in a series titled Eve Reads Reddit, but we're doing a little bit of a rebrand and rename, and so I hope you guys like it. For our very first episode today, we are going to be reading stories from the subreddit AmITheDevil. So this is a subreddit where people repost stories from other subreddits about people who are worse than assholes. They are devils. So we're gonna be in for a ride. Let's get into it. The first story comes from True Off My Chest and it got reposted onto AmITheDevil. My ex got revenge on me in the worst way possible and I have no way to clear my name. Last year, I cheated on my ex-girlfriend of 8 years, Annie, with a colleague, Jess, who I now have a 3-week-old son with. I have no excuse. It cost me my job and the majority of my friendships, along with the love of a good woman. I deserved it all and I have never expected any sympathy for my actions. Okay, sorry. Annie delivered my stuff to my parents' house before I even knew she knew about the cheating. She didn't even confront me, she just cut me out of her life without a word. I messaged everyone we knew begging them to ask her to talk to me, and I sent hundreds of messages telling her how much I regretted everything and wanted her back. I never got a response. Jess saw the messages and it obviously caused issues between us in the beginning, but she fell pregnant quickly, so we moved past it for the sake of our family together, which we both wanted. I am 100% committed to the relationship and haven't even looked at another woman since things settled down. Wow. What a great accomplishment. The bare minimum. In the final stretch of Jess's pregnancy, about a month ago, I saw Annie in a shop for the first time since the breakup. She was pretty cold towards me, but said that a few months ago she found a keychain my granddad got me while I was very young. It's not valuable, but she knows it means a lot to me, and she said I could come collect it the following Saturday morning. I explained that was 6 days after Jess was due to give birth, so I'd probably need to be home, but she just said I could either get it on Saturday or it was going in the bin, so I agreed a time to go over. My son was born a few days late, but he's perfectly healthy and wonderful, so he was less than 24 hours old on the Saturday I needed to collect the keychain. I planned to pop in on the way to the hospital, but when I got to my old house, Annie invited me in to talk about how things ended between us. I thought we had a good conversation and that both of us walked away with closure. She let me apologize for the way I treated her, wished me the best with my new family, and hugged me as I left. I admit, I held on tightly for the hug, but it was purely because of the relief, not lingering feelings. I spent less than an hour at her house, then headed to the hospital. I didn't tell Jess about any of this because I know she still feels insecure about Annie, and I didn't want to add fuel to that. When I arrived at the hospital after seeing Annie, Jess had revoked my access and the ward manager wouldn't tell me why. I ended up being removed by a security guard because I was denied seeing my son for the second time ever and didn't respond well to being blindsided. I tried calling Jess and her mom over and over, and the only response I got was a screen recording of a message from Annie. It was doorbell footage of me walking through the door at 9:30, then back out just after 10:15, and the hug is only partly caught, so it does look like we could have been kissing. The message Annie sent with it said, "Did he even shower and change his clothes between fucking me and holding his son? Congratulations on being stuck with him for the next 18 years. I hope it's everything you've dreamed of." No one believes this is a setup. It's something I would have never expected from Annie, and no one else would either, so they're completely rejecting the idea that this is a lie. Oh my gosh. I sent her a message asking why she did this, assuming I'd still be blocked. Her response was that she wasn't going to let me play innocent, and that I may have deleted all her messages over the past few months, but she hasn't. Obviously, there are no messages, but she blocked me again straight after, so I have nothing at all to exonerate myself with. She waited in silence for almost a year, then took the most cruel and vindictive revenge she possibly could. I have met my son once, minutes after he was born, and now Jess is refusing any contact with me and won't let me see him. Court will take months, and my heart hurts every minute of every day. I know what I did to Annie was horrible, but I don't deserve this. I have no one to talk to about this because not even my own mother believes me. Her only question was why I ruined my life with a baby when Annie was trying to reconcile. And that's about the most supportive thing she said to me since I was dumped. The few friends who stuck with me are assuming the worst too, and it's killing me that not a single person I know sees this for what it is. Everything is ruined. Hell yeah. Let's go, Annie. That was sick. Oh my god. Okay, I already knew. I already felt it I already felt it in my bones that she was hugging and inviting him into his house for a very specific reason. I didn't know what it was gonna be. It wasn't this, but damn, that was satisfying. That was good. Well played. Annie really, really did that. And they both deserved it. Both Jess and OP. Let's read some comments. Of course, Jess believes her due to that she and you are both cheaters and she accidentally got pregnant right after you being dumped by your 8-year girlfriend. Just wanted to make sure you didn't go back with Annie. I'm sure Jess is looking at and saying how I got him is how I lost him. Don't worry, Jess will come back as she was good hooking up with a taken guy and doesn't want to pay for everything. That's crazy. I honestly, for me, I don't know if I would ever tolerate being cheated and give someone a second chance. This guy, he's like, I feel so bad about what I did and stuff like that. But do you? Because now you're happily, you were about to happily just live your life with your new girlfriend, with your new baby. That's insane. He is a very weird guy. I definitely feel like he feels like Annie is the one that got away for him because he said that it cost him the love of a good woman. And also the lingering hug. Come on now. I feel like a lot of times when cheaters cheat on someone and then they go on to date the mistress or the other woman, they try so hard to make it worth it. Yeah, I cheated on you because this is true love, but it never works out. Just look at Ariana Maddox, and I don't know what that guy's name is, I forgot, but men are crazy, and honestly this revenge pretty damn satisfying. He is very weird for being oh, she's so mean to me, but you kind of deserve that. One thing I love about this is, and this is not in Annie's character, and that's partly why nobody doubts her claims. So I really love that for her because you know what, you hurt me, you're gonna see a different side of me. Okay, I hate it when teachers say that. Off topic, but when teachers say you see, I'm really chill now, but if y'all misbehave, you guys are not gonna like this other side of me. It's so, I understand they're trying to do their job, I truly do, but I hate hearing that. It's cringy, and I know to be cringe is to be free or whatever, but it truly pains me to hear that. Okay, it's you don't want to mess with the alpha with. I'm so sorry. I kind of regretted doing that myself. Shall we move on? I think we should. Let's move on. Okay. Let's go to the next story. The next story comes from Am I the Asshole? So this is gonna be a doozy. This was posted 5 years ago, so that was 2020 era. Okay. Am I the asshole for returning my wife's shoes? My wife was at the doctor's office for our baby's 2-week checkup when I stumbled upon new purchases in her closet, as in shoes, flip-flops, sandals, etc. that looked pretty close to the ones she already had in the closet and that she bought earlier this year in preparation, I guess, for summer. Except that the shoes were much bigger than the ones she had previously. This is our first baby, and to be honest, what I noticed more than anything is the fact that her feet have gotten swollen, wider and longer as her pregnancy progressed. It has been a big mood killer for me, and it's made worse by the fact that my mom compares pregnancy feet to a loaf of bread, and I can only visualize her feet like that. But more than that, my mom said that feet are supposed to shrink after pregnancy and that weight loss is a big part of it. So I was upset that my wife just spent all this money on new shoes when she barely goes anywhere outside of either her bedroom or our baby's room and should be gunning for weight loss instead of throwing in the towel. I thought that it was an impulsive purchase that in the end was going to waste money and de-incentivize her to lose weight and look for solutions to her swollen feet. Now my wife is pissed and I feel like she's just going to refuse to lose weight out of spite. Am I the asshole? I can't help but feeling not attracted to her. And unfortunately, the state of her feet is something I notice very clearly. And I'm also still mad that she used my money without permission and am tempted to cut up the credit cards she uses if she's going to continue to impulse buy. You know that list? There's this person on TikTok that has a super long list on why people shouldn't get pregnant. Add this to the list. It's probably already there because this epidemic, this trend, this thing that men do when it's post-pregnancy, postpartum, and your wife just finished carrying a baby. She was growing a human being in her body for 9 months. And you're like, she has to lose weight. I don't find her attractive anymore. Like, shut the hell up. I'm so sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. It's so disgusting how some men view their wives as like these women that have to be attractive all the time. And if they're gaining weight or if their feet are too big, they should be doing something about it. It's not my responsibility to look good for you. You should love me no matter how I look because it's my person, you know? You should love me for who I am, my soul, the inside, not the outside. This is pissing me off so hard right now. Okay, maybe I get like, yeah, your feet will be swollen for now and it won't be anymore, so your feet, like, you don't need the new shoes. Okay, maybe I understand that like a tiny little bit. But saying that it de-incentivizes her to lose weight and look for solutions for her swollen feet, why don't you look for ways to help her aid with that transition? Because swollen feet, that has to be uncomfortable. You can like, I don't know, give her, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But like, you should be helping her. You should let her do her self-care because you're worrying about shit like this. Also, hold on. Why aren't you at the doctor's office? Sorry, the first line. My wife was at the doctor's office for our baby's 2-week checkup when I stumbled upon new purchases in their closet. Why aren't you at the checkup? What are you doing at home? Why are you not at the checkup? 2 weeks The verdict was asshole, rightfully deserved. I'm gonna read some comments. I really hope you're a troll because if not, you're a huge asshole and a terrible husband. She gave up her figure to bring your child into the world 2 weeks ago. Her shoes do not fit her. This wasn't an impulse buy, it was a necessity. You do not have the right to threaten her with financial abuse because she had the audacity to want shoes that fit her. Guess what, Buttercup? When my mom was pregnant, her feet grew 2 sizes and never went back down despite the fact that she lost weight. You suck and you're the asshole. That's right. It's crazy that all these men expect women to give birth via C-section or vaginal. It doesn't fucking matter. They expect the women's bodies to be exactly the same as they were before they were pregnant. Yes, you can lose weight and you can get back the pre-baby figure or whatever it's called, but your body will never like 100% be the same. It might look the same, but aspects of it are gonna be different, and that's okay. It's natural. Your wife brought a child into your world. I'm sorry if she doesn't look hot anymore, but give it up. Oh my god, this is so scary to me. This is so scary. Like, the moment you're unattractive, they like form this hatred for you. Like, I cannot deal with that. 2 weeks postpartum, he wants her on a weight loss plan, and he's so annoying. My mom compares pregnancy feet to a loaf of bread, and I can only visualize her feet like that. Oh my god, she has 2 loaves of bread as feet. Shut the hell up and go with your wife to your baby's 2-week checkup. 2 weeks. Whatever. Next story. Okay, this story also comes from the subreddit Am I the Asshole? Am I the asshole for calling my sister cruel for her tattoo idea? Okay. Sis is 28 and I'm 26 male. My sister, N, has always had a strained relationship with our parents, especially my mom. I'm clearly not privy to the reasons because things are fine with me and my parents. When N went to college, she met her creative writing professor as a freshman and they got close immediately. They would do a lot together and worked closely on a few different writing projects. N never specifically said this, but it was obvious to anyone who saw them interact that they had a substitute mother/daughter type relationship, which hurt my mom a lot to see. I always thought she'd grow out of it or that the professor would move on, but 10 years later, they were still very close. About a month ago, the prof died unexpectedly and it devastated Anne. She was really depressed over the holidays, which of course was all in front of my mom and was a difficult reminder that Anne loved the professor as a mother way more than she ever loved my mom as a mother. She still talks to my parents and stuff, and they don't fight or anything, but Anne is very distant and doesn't tell them anything about her life beyond the bare minimum. My mom tried to comfort Anne, but Anne was doing her distant thing and didn't want comfort. Something unfortunate that happened to Anne is that when she got the call that she died, she was brewing tea, and in the shock of the news, she spilled boiling water on her arm, which burned her kinda badly on her wrist. I think the burn was like on the borderline of 2nd to 3rd degree, and definitely still looked pretty rough during the holidays. Anne said it was especially hard because in addition to the physical pain, every time she looks at it, she is reminded of the moment she found out the professor died, which I totally get. I was on FaceTime with Anne and she said that she talked to her tattoo artist friend who said that the burn should be able to heal well enough to get a tattoo over it. And then excitedly told me about her idea, which is a type of flower that the professor gave her a bouquet of for her undergrad graduation. My mom was so embarrassed that day because she didn't get Anne flowers, but the professor did, and Anne was parading them around so happy, and it was a reminder of their connection. I guess Anne and the professor exchanged these flowers for every special occasion like birthdays, etc. So now she wants to get a decent sized tattoo in a highly visible spot of something that will remind everyone of the professor. I told Anne that this seemed really cruel to my mom, who already feels cast aside and like she's in exile from Anne, and that's without the constant permanent reminder. Anne kind of scoffed and said, "I can't believe you think you have the right to tell me not to do this," called me an ass and hung up, and is still not talking to me except for a very brief text saying congratulations for a promotion I just got. My parents aren't commenting. My dad said I should have just kept quiet even though he agrees, and my mom made no comment but seemed grateful I stood up for her. I feel like I was just being protective of my mom, but am I the asshole? Okay, it is not uncommon to feel differently about the same person, even if it's a mom. We've seen it in like TV show characters, like Monica and Ross Geller from Friends, Julie Bowen's character from Modern Family, Claire Dunphy. I don't understand why some people just cannot accept that they view someone in a different light than they do. Does that make sense? Like, OP just doesn't seem to understand, like, they treat me well, they treat me nice, but so why do you hate them? You know, they treat me well. I don't know what happened to make you hate them so much, but they treat me well. Why do you hate them? You shouldn't hate them. They're nice people. But there's clearly a lot missing because this person doesn't even know what, maybe he doesn't even notice how they treated, his sister. But honestly, I really do love that the creating writer professor and, his sister, and, I really do. I'm glad that she was able to find that chosen family, and to disregard that and say that it's disrespectful to her mother. If I were a mother, and I don't think I would treat my child this badly to the point that would hate me, I will be making a very conscious effort not to do that. But you know, if we have a good relationship and my daughter finds a professor who also loves her and is another motherly figure in her life, I would appreciate that, because that's someone else. That's someone else loving and caring for your daughter. That's someone else looking out for your daughter in the college setting as well. To me, I would feel grateful and, like, yeah, she's loved. That's a good thing. But if you're feeling jealous because she has a better relationship to her professor or her chosen family of over 10 years over your blood family, you need to reflect inwards. You need to think about what led you to this place, because kids do not hate their parents for no reason. There's always cause and effect. Kids will not hate or resent their parents to this degree without any inciting incident, without any past behaviors. There's definitely something going on between them. And for you to say that her tattoo idea is insensitive to your mom, I'm sorry, but it doesn't matter, because clearly your sister does not regard your mother as someone that she really cares about. Like, she does not care about her opinion. Honestly, I can imagine the mom having no comment but being grateful. She's like, thank you. Like, shut the fuck up. I'm so sorry. It's her body at the end of the day, regardless of the meaning. You can hate an idea, you can hate a tattoo design, you can dislike it, but at the end of the day, it's not your body. It's not your body. She can do whatever the fuck she wants with it. And if she wants to get a tattoo of very meaningful and high value to her, she should be able to get it without your judgment. Sure, you can like silently dislike it, but to outwardly just tell her like, yo, I think this is kind of insensitive and rude to our mother. No. But yeah, she was deemed the asshole. OP was deemed the asshole, not the sister, the brother. And she's 2 years older than him. Oh, I just realized that. Okay, now this is more relatable. I don't know why I thought she was younger. I'm also an older sister, and I also have a brother. Sometimes there are things that your sister remembers, but you don't. And sometimes that is intentional. Sometimes your sister is shielding you from things that she doesn't want you to remember. Let's read some comments. What you have described is the golden child and the scapegoat child. You being the golden child. Anne didn't get what she needed from her own mother and was incredibly fortunate that another stepped in and took on that role. Take your blinders off and see. Ask your sister if she felt second best growing up, and be open and silent when and to what she tells you. Yes, you're the asshole. Added so many scapegoats checking in. Many hugs to you all. Someone else commented under that saying, you're the asshole, agree. Not much else to say other than it's okay for people to have meaningful connections to humans in life who aren't their parents, and honor them and that connection, however they want. It's not her problem to deal with her mother's pain of feeling left out. Someone else commented after that, saying, I absolutely agree. I love my mom. She was pretty awesome and still miss her almost 20 years later. No one will ever replace her. That didn't stop me from forming a deep relationship with my senior on my street, who I like to call herself my second mom, and she had kids of her own. To me, that relationship was incredibly special, but never took away from what I had with my mom. I miss them both. It's really sweet. Bonus parents and bonus kids I think it's a very sweet thing. I've personally never experienced that, but I always think, chosen family in general is very sweet to me because it's in the name. It's chosen. I choose to love you. It's because loving someone is a choice. You can be biologically or blood related to someone and not love them. If you're forced to, it's a thing. But I think chosen family it's always a trope that I really love. But yeah, I really love chosen family. I think it's very sweet. And this guy is being an absolute ass for disregarding that and not taking that relationship with her professor seriously. The professor is way more than a professor to her, and for you to just think it's something she's gonna grow out of is insane. Next story. This story comes from Am I Wrong? My daughter is sad because I attended my niece's art showcase instead of her theater showcase. Am I wrong? My daughter, 15 female, had her school's winter showcase last weekend. It wasn't a full play, but a collection of scenes and monologues from different performances that drama students had been working on. My daughter had a good role in one of the featured scenes and was really excited about it. While she never outright asked me to be there, I knew it was important to her. The issue was that my niece, 16 female, had her first big art showcase the same night. My sister's husband passed away when my niece was little, and since then I've stepped in where I can. My niece is incredibly talented in painting, and this was her first time having her work displayed in a real gallery alongside other student artists. My niece made it clear leading up to the event that she really wanted me there. I had already told her beforehand I couldn't come because I was going to my daughter's showcase, and while she said she understood, I could tell she was sad. The night before the event, however, she called me and broke down in tears, telling me how much it would mean for her to have me there. She said she felt like this was one of the biggest moments of her life, and she wanted me to be proud of her the way a dad would be. That completely shattered me. I felt like if I didn't go, I would be letting her down in a way that would stay with her for a long time. So after the call, I spoke with my daughter and my wife and asked them if I could go to my niece's showcase, and they did give me the go-ahead. However, the day after the event, my daughter was really sad and upset. I did feel guilty, but also I did ask for permission from both her and my wife before I decided to go to my niece's showcase. My wife, however, told me that I should have stuck to my original plan regardless, and that our daughter has even cried a few times since her showcase. Am I wrong? Oh, gosh. I think it's very understandable. I think it's a good thing, that you've kind of stepped in for your sister's husband and kind of is a male figure, older male figure in your niece's life. But then again, your priority should not be your niece. I know she's crying, and I know she really wants you there, and she sees you somewhat of like a father figure as well, and she really wants you to be there. But it's your daughter. Your daughter should come first. And I think you also need to make that a very important line, an important boundary, because there might be other times where she's going to put you in situations where you have to choose her or your daughter. And in almost all cases, you should be choosing your daughter over your niece. In this post, he's trying to point out the differences between the niece and the daughter. He kept saying like, oh, my daughter never outright told me that she wanted me there, but my niece called me crying, really wanted me to be there. That doesn't mean that your daughter doesn't want you to be there. She doesn't have to be outright about it for her to really want you to be there. You're her dad. You're her dad first. Yeah, her giving you permission doesn't make it right. I know it's tricky because she did say like, yeah, you can go for it. But also, you probably shouldn't. You were already prioritizing your daughter over your niece. You should have stuck to it. Let's read some comments. So, your niece wanted you there like a father would, but the child you actually are a father to isn't as important. That's what you told her. Another commenter wrote, where was your sister? Where are any other family or friends? Did your niece really have 2 adults and your daughter had none? Was the exact same hours the only option for both? There wasn't a second showing? The gallery was just going to display the art for a single night? Did you even try to see the art in the afternoon and the play at night? You're the asshole if you abandoned your daughter after promising and tried absolutely nothing to make it work. Definitely agree. There's so many movies and TV show episodes where someone has committed to 2 events and they try and make an effort to go to both. You're not even trying to do that switching between 2 events kind of thing. You're not even trying. You're like, oh my god, she's crying on the phone. She's crying. She really wants me there. I'm gonna abandon my daughter. I'm gonna choose her over her. Like, exactly. OP replied to that comment saying, my sister was at the art showcase too, but my niece was still really emotional about me being at the event. She sees me as a father figure, and having me there specifically meant a lot to her. My wife and her friend did attend my daughter's showcase, so my daughter wasn't alone, but she was upset I wasn't there. Yeah, no shit. The art gallery was going to be on display for a while, but the event itself, the opening night where students were there presenting their work, was just for that night. I really wish I could have attended both. If I could have attended one early in the day and the other later, I absolutely would have. Would you know? There is an update. There is an update to the story, and we're gonna read it. I hope he does something to make it up to her daughter. I hope it's a good update. I really hope so. Hey everyone. So the past couple of weeks have not been easy. I understand what I did was not okay, and I truly didn't get the depth of what my daughter was feeling until I had a long talk with her where she bared her feelings. And when she cried and cried and cried, it really drove home that I was the one responsible for all this. However, I think yesterday was a really special day. My wife encouraged me to take our daughter out the whole day and make it special for her. So I did. We did a lot of fun things yesterday. Went to a movie, shopping, where I got her a bunch of gifts, lunch and dinner at a nice restaurant. It was really a special day. And at the end of the day, when my daughter and I came back home, she hugged me for minutes. It was the first in a long time she did that, and it was really special. Now, having said all that, I don't think what my niece did was wrong at all. I was the one who was wrong, not her. She just wanted a father-like figure to attend one of the most important days of her life. I met with my sister and her a couple days ago, and I told them that we had to be more discreet and also more empathetic to my daughter. I told them that we can still hang out and we can still do fun things, but I can't do it at the expense of my daughter anymore. My sister and my niece were really open to it, and we actually had a great day and did a lot of fun things that evening. My sister and my niece were genuinely nice and empathetic people, and I couldn't be luckier to have them in my life. I will still hang out with them because both are really important to me, but if there's a time conflict with my daughter in the future, I will choose my daughter first. This had 0 upvotes and 586 comments. Someone commented, "Whoa, happy your niece has the father your daughter wished she had." Yeah, this is not the happy ending I was hoping for. Yes, he made his daughter feel like great. He brought him out on a special day. That was really good. Up until he wrote that he told his sister and his niece yo, we gotta keep it on the down low. She can't know. It's very weird. It's just very weird behavior. It's very hard because to be a father-like figure, I totally understand that. I understand your responsibility and commitment to being that for her. But also, you are already an actual father to your actual daughter. It's very weird. It's almost like you like your niece better than your daughter. Call me crazy. Oh, also someone pointed out he met up with the niece and his sister first before he brought his daughter out, because he was like, I think yesterday was a really special day, but then he was like, I met up with my sister and my niece a few days ago. Ew, what's really going on here? It's weird. This is weird, man. This is not okay. This is really weird. What the hell? Someone else commented, can you explain why you think your niece deserves a father figure but your daughter didn't? I never understood that part. I don't know, this doesn't sound like a happy update, and you still don't seem to get your daughter has to come first. It sounds like you'll still prioritize your niece, but it's now a secret. Yeah, I feel like he's saying oh, next time I'll prioritize her. But are you sure about that? Or are you just gonna prioritize her out in the open, but then actually prioritize your niece in secret? Someone replied to that comment saying, oh, it's a happy update for sister and niece. Notice how OP used discreet. He's not pulling back, which is what he's supposed to do. He's just going to be sneaky about it. What OP doesn't realize is that this is a form of infidelity to his family by picking people other than his family over them. Exactly. I feel like he's going to continue this pattern. He's going to be like, I'm gonna prioritize, I'm going to care for my niece, and when I fuck up, I'm just gonna shower my daughter in gifts and a special day, and it will all be okay with that. It will all be okay in the end. I'm gonna get a couple minute long hug and everything's gonna be fine. I'll just keep doing that because that's what he thinks is going to help solve the issue, but he's digging himself a hole. He's gonna wonder why when he's old, if he keeps continuing acting like this, he is going to end up like the first story. He's gonna end up like the mom in the tattoo story. He's gonna wonder, why does my daughter hate me but my niece loves me? Let's move on to our final story. This is our final story, and it comes from Am I the Asshole Relationships? Am I the asshole for breaking up with my girlfriend over 4-leaf clovers? Okay. Throw away because my now ex knows of my main account. Some background. I, female 21, and my now ex-girlfriend, female 22, had been together for 2 years, and last spring we decided to go on a 4-leaf clover hunting date. She didn't find any, but I found 3 of them. Ever since I was young, I've had special luck with finding them. I have a collection of them actually. I find them without even looking. M, my ex, has also been searching for 4-leaf clovers since she was young. She's never found one, ever. So naturally, I brag about it. It's always been like a fun little playful thing between us. I'm just luckier than her, I guess. Anyway, to yesterday, the problem. We went on our 4-leaf clover date again. Within the first 10 minutes, she finds her first ever 4-leaf clover. We cheer and I take her picture of it. I'm happy for her, but I'm also upset because I wanted to have been the one to found the first one. That's my thing. We keep looking for another 10 minutes and I find one. And so I hate life a little less. I found another. She cheers for me and we move on looking at different clover patches. This is where everything goes to actual hell for me. I hear her yell excitedly and I think she's just found another one. I tell her cool and move on. She runs up to me and shows me a fucking 6-leaf clover and I just stare at her. I grab it out of her hand. What the fuck? How does someone who has never found a 4-leaf clover find a 6-leaf clover? Those odds are literally insane. I look at it closely to make sure she's not either lying just to get at me or that she's not stupid and it's actually 2 clovers stuck together or something. But no, it's actually a 6-leaf clover. I'm actually so pissed. Why did she get to find a 6-leaf clover? Hello? Who finds a 6-leaf clover? So anyway, I tell her that that's insane and I'm taking it. She gets sad and says, "Nuh-uh, she found it, it's hers." We start arguing about who deserves the clover. I tell her I do because I'm a veteran clover hunter and deserve this to be in my collection. She goes on about it being sentimental or something. She does that stupid manipulation tactic where she starts fucking crying to make me feel bad. It's bullshit, honestly. I tell her to suck it up, I'm keeping the clover. She huffs and wanders off to the car in tears. Whatever, she was being ridiculous. I take my time and look around some more and find 2 more clovers. I got bored and decide to leave to see if she's done pouting. She sat in the fucking back seat with her arms crossed. I tell her to stop being dramatic and get into the front seat. She fucking snaps. She starts screaming, calling me all sorts of nasty names. She said I'm manipulative, controlling, and all kinds of other bullshit. I have never in my entire fucking life been called any of these words, so I'm not sure where she got it from. I just looked at her while she screamed and hit the back of my seat. She finished screaming like an idiot, and I let a few minutes of silence go by. She asked me if I was gonna say anything. I shrugged at her because, what does she want from me? She told me to go fuck myself and to take her home. I shrugged again and pulled out with her in the back seat. She lives a decent drive from the park where we went clover picking, so the car ride was tense and awkward. She would just randomly sniffle and it started to get on my nerves, but I didn't say anything because I didn't want to hear her bitch anymore. About 15 minutes into our ride, I decided I couldn't have this anymore. This isn't the first time this has happened. She is so selfish and never lets me have anything to myself and never listens to my side of things. She always does this type of crying shit and then says she just wants me to be nice to her, which I am? I don't know. So anyway, we're 15 minutes into the ride and I speak up and tell her I think we need to break up. She lets out a noise like scoffing at me and I didn't like that, so I decided to give it to her. I told her how I think she should have given me the clover because it was the right thing to do, and she's incredibly selfish for not wanting to give it up and see me happy. She stayed silent until we got to her house. As she was getting out of the car, she told me that I'm the biggest asshole she has ever encountered and she can't believe she let herself love me, blah blah blah. I'm not an asshole. I don't think I am. I told my friend about this and he thinks we're both assholes. So I don't know. I need more opinions. Link to a picture of the 6-leaf clover so you know I'm not bullshitting. Let's take a look at it. They even drew 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Okay, we get it. I've never seen, okay, not never, but this woman is such a freaking narcissist. She's such a freaking narcissist. She thinks everything's about herself, and she cannot handle the fact that, you know, her girlfriend like took her thing, you know, like her four leaf clover kind of thing. Oh my god. I think something a lot of people have done in recent years is to throw out therapy lingo, like manipulation and stuff, and just like try and help their case by saying it. Crying because someone is genuinely upset is not manipulation. She's not doing that to make you feel bad. She's doing that because she feels like shit because you are yelling at her over a four-leaf clover. Like this is so petty, and this is so unbelievable. You say that she's childish and stuff like that and being a bitch during the car ride and that you just can't stand it anymore. Oh my god, this is infuriating. Honestly, when I read the title, I did not know what to expect. I thought it was gonna be like a silly little thing, which it is. It is a silly little thing, but bro, she is such a narcissist, and she definitely, she's just so vengeful. She feels so angry for some reason, and I don't understand that. I really don't understand that part. To say that she always does this crying type shit, like, what are you even saying? If she's constantly crying, what are you doing to make her cry? Not to say that there aren't people who use tears to their advantage to manipulate, there are, but come on now. This is a valid crash out. Sorry. Like, she's crying for good reason. You are being such an ass right now. I'm gonna read some comments. Someone wrote, you need to do some personal work, like maybe with a therapist, to figure out why your identity is so tied up with this clover thing. The bottom line is, you're the asshole. You took her clover. She deserved the clover. She found it. It's hers. Give it back to her. I can't comment on how she behaved because I don't trust your interpretation or your description. You describe her with a fair bit of contempt. Not cool. Definitely. When assholes write the stories, you can clearly tell, like, they are always trying to manipulate the story and leave things out to make them seem like the better person. But most of the time with these stories, the truth is there. The facts are in the story. You are very weird. You're very weird. You're very extremely odd for being like, you don't get to keep that clover even though you found it because I'm the clover girl. Like, what are you even saying right now? What are you even saying? This insane work. It is ridiculous. Before I just let rage take over me, there's an update. I'm really not excited about this. I feel like she's not gonna get. I feel like she's not gonna care. Update. I gave the 6-leaf clover back. It's been a few days and a lot has happened. I've read all of the comments and appreciate the genuine feedback I've gotten, and I realize I am, in fact, the asshole. I think a few of you went way too far. I had a few people actually DM me with how hateful and harsh you were in your efforts to make me seem that I am the asshole. But those of you who called out my problematic behavior and recommend that I look into therapy are appreciated. I personally have a very complicated relationship with therapy and mental health, so I think I won't be getting therapy. I'll just try to be more aware of my actions going forward. I did tell my ex that she should maybe look into therapy. She didn't take it too well, but I hope she changes her mind. She's the type to believe in that stuff, and maybe it'll help her more than it would me. Anyway, yeah, I gave the clover back. It was hard, not gonna lie. Part of me wanted to keep it and never look back. But someone said I'd always look at my collection and know the 6-leaf one wasn't mine, and they were right. I want my own 6-leaf clover, not one an ex found. Also, and for the people who said they hoped I'd never find another 4-leaf clover, fuck you. I found another yesterday. Oh my god. Oh my god. What is wrong with this person? What is wrong with them? I knew the update wasn't gonna be good because I knew, like, this person, she's stubborn. This update is actually ridiculous. I'm actually so enraged right now. Firstly, to call out people that DM'd you, like, okay, fine. But then to say like, hey, I appreciate all those comments about me calling me out for being problematic, like, yeah, I am, and then I should look into therapy. Well, actually, fuck that. I'm not going to go into therapy because I got like trauma of that or whatever, but I'm gonna ask my ex to look into therapy because it'll help her more than it'll help me. What are you even saying right now? Like, she's the type to believe in that stuff, and maybe it'll help her more than it'll help me. Shut the hell up. And the only reason she gave the clover back was because she couldn't look at the clover and be like, yeah, I caught this one. There has to be more to the clover, right? This is insane behavior over a 6-leaf clover, which is, yeah, really rare. But to be filled with so much rage and jealousy because your ex found a 6-leaf clover and she's been the unlucky one, well, maybe this was a sign. This is a sign. This is a sign for your ex, because all her life she's never been able to find a 4-leaf clover, and she's gone on multiple dates with you, the self-proclaimed 4-leaf clover hunter, and now on the same day she finds her first 4-leaf clover and a 6-leaf clover, something that you don't have. The universe is trying to show her like, yo, leave this person. And I'm so glad that she did. I'm glad. You know what? Fuck you. You are so weird. This is such weird behavior. And also, the ending line. The ending line of the update. And for the people who said they hoped I never find another 4-leaf clover, fuck you. I found one yesterday. Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. The more you find one, the more boring it is. To me personally. It's kind of like annoying. Like, look at my collection of 4-leaf clovers. Look how much luckier I am than you. Like, girl, oh my god. Okay, here's a comment. Someone commented, lol, the complication relationship with therapy is you're a narcissist and don't like being told anything is your fault. Learn to take some responsibility for your actions. Someone under that replied, it almost sounds like OP may be incapable and have some developmental issues. OP replied, OP said, OMG, I'm not developmentally delayed, nor am I a narcissist. I just don't want therapy. I know I'm the asshole, and that has been made abundantly clear. I take accountability for that and have apologized and given the clover back. What would therapy do for me? Clearly a lot. Someone replied to that saying, help you not mentally abuse your next girlfriend. Also, a narcissist is literally somebody who doesn't believe anything is wrong with them, which you've made it clear you don't think anything is wrong with you when there is something severely wrong with you. That's right. And we're gonna leave it at that. So that was the first episode of People of the Net. There are very crazy people on the internet, but throughout this series, we will be on the hunt of some more wholesome stories as well, because they're not just, this isn't assholes of the net. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I made that joke. But hey, I don't know. So that's the first episode of People of the Net. I hope you enjoyed. This was a crazy lineup of devils. This subreddit is insane. If you enjoyed this kind of thing, or you want me to go and read some happier stories, I will eventually. It's just that it's so easy to get angry. So easy. Because a lot of people on the net are stupid and assholes. So, if you did enjoy this episode, do look out for our future episodes. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!